Hey everybody, it's Paul Ramsey, and I'm joined today by Scott Babb, who is presenting at the 2017 NGH convention. And today we're going to be talking about his presentation, which is Move Beyond Scriptnosis with Session Outlines. How are you, Scott?
I'm doing great, Paul. How are you today?
I'm excellent. Thank you for making time for me. I appreciate it. First, I want to hear, we were just chatting a little bit, but we got to share some of this goodness with folks who haven't heard you or met you before. How did you get into hypnosis?
I got into hypnosis. This is actually my 40th year as a hypnotist. I started when I was 16.
Come on.
56. When I was 16 years old, I was 6 feet 5 inches tall and about 160, 165 pounds. Clearly, I've beaten anorexia. But basically, if it was windy, I should stay inside, or who knows where I might end up. But I got my black belt in karate when I was 16. And I knew that I was doing things with my body that people on my high school football team that weighed 100 pounds more than me couldn't. And I knew that mental focus was part of it. Started looking into mental focus, found hypnosis, got fascinated, learned how, and been at it off and on since then, more on for about the past 10 years. That's, in fact, I think this is going to be about my 9th or 10th NGH convention. So that's when I started getting really, really serious about it. But that's what I've been doing. And oddly enough, at a convention, I ran into my old music teacher from high school. I saw his name. I'm like, Mike? Madison, New Hampshire, really? And I went and found him, and sure enough, it was him. Neither of us knew that both of us were into hypnosis back then.
Wow.
That's how I got started, and
that is so crazy. Been
at it ever since.
So on and off for 40 years, or have you been chugging right at it? I've done it every year for the past 40 years. It's been my full-time occupation for the last maybe 9 or so. I got NGH certified 10 years ago. Before that, I do a little work here, a little work there. I detoured off through high tech for a few decades, worked in video production here and there, did a lot of computer stuff. A lot of the sessions that I've done over the years at the convention have been techie type things. Cool. So, of all the topics that, people, one of the things I love about the convention is there's such a wide array of topics. And so my question for you is, all the topics and all the years that you've been studying hypnotism, why this topic? Why is this topic important to you?
Why is this one important to me? Well, I will tell you that on a local TV news magazine, they had a segment on hypnotists. And a well-known hypnotist who shall remain nameless also saw it. And he told me, when you're teaching your certification classes, you should get a copy of this, video copy of this, and tell people, if you're ever on television, don't do this. Because what the hypnotist did was they're filming a section. The hypnotist had a client in the chair, pulled out this gigantic 3-ring binder, flipped it open, and started reading a progressive relaxation induction. Everybody on the planet, well, every hypnotist knows how to do a PR induction, and probably without reading it. And it just, okay, the average person on TV viewer probably doesn't know it, but the hypnotists were all going, really? You're reading a PR induction? So people tend to get very dependent on scripts. And I'm not saying discard scripts. There were things, if I repeat things in a session, there are things that I learned somewhere. So you can see things in their true perspective without magnifying your difficulties or ever letting them get out of proportion. I say that to clients when it's appropriate. It comes out of Heartland's ego strengthening.
Right.
It's something that's stuck in there. So how can we help people move away from, I need to have a script right in front of me that I read to my client, and let them become more adaptive? Every session I do with a client, smoking clients,
I do 3, 4 of them a day, doesn't matter. Every one of them is going to be different because it's all adapted to the client. And it's more integrative that way. I think it's better does better work for the clients. So yeah, you still have the things that you know how to say. We all know how to talk like hypnotists. We're going to say, and you will not think about cigarettes, and you will not crave them. No, you're doing the wrong thing there. We're going to focus on the positives. That's what we know how to do. And by outlining things, it lets you say, okay, here's the things. I'll tell you one thing that I do. I tend to forget the reinduction trigger for if someone wants me to work with them over the phone. I forget to install that.
Oh, okay.
It's on the outline now. So that's, oh yeah, do that before we're done with the session. Okay, yeah.
Right.
So when we do this, if I say that and you want to do this with me, okay, we'll just do that, and you'll go right back to the same deep level of hypnosis or even deeper. And that's.
So Scott, just a little clarification. I really don't want to get into the core of your content. I want to make sure that people come and spend time with you.
Yep.
But just so that if people see this title, or they hear us talking about it, just clarify for them, what do you mean by session outlines?
Session outlines. It's everything that I'm going to do in a session. It's not, you will say exactly this. I may have snippets in there. So remember to tell them that if nicotine was addicting, then people would come to me to get off of the patch or the gum, and they don't. So we can, neutralize the idea of nicotine being addictive. That's one thing I do in just about every smoking session, unless I've got someone who adamantly insists that nicotine is addictive. Then I won't try to negate that on them. Again, it's adapting. So I have outlines that I use. My long outline is a sports hypnosis outline, and it's a very intense thing. It's done standing up. I have the client walking backwards and forwards. It's a lot of NLP based. That outline is 5 pages long.
Wow.
And the session takes an hour or more to do. But usually a page, maybe 2, and I've got everything that I need.
Where's the value for people who are considering coming and spending this time with you and learning? Where's the value of the actual, the meat and potatoes of what you're teaching? Where's the value of them knowing that as practitioners?
Good question. What if someone shows up and you don't have a script for them?
Yes. Good answer.
There's that. I had a guy come in, fear of going on vacation. This was a few years ago.
Really?
Who's afraid of going on vacation? Well, okay, I can take a generic fear of X outline and work with them from that. I only need an outline for fears, and we won't say phobias because that might be a medical term, but
right.
Whatever fears they have, I can run through a generic outline with them, and it adapts to what they have. So I've got someone I've just finished up today with, she had fear of water. She's taking swimming lessons now, so her fear of water is pretty well done, I'd say. But same outline that I would use for fear of going on vacation. We just adapt it to what's going on the fly. I don't have to type up a new one. I keep my outlines in, I'm in a book here. Keep my outlines in these wonderful little, you can see it's shiny. It's a wonderful little quiet page protectors. So whatever outline I need, it's there, and it's, there's that. Another advantage of it is it does adapt to the client. It lets you do better work with the client.
Yeah.
So that's another takeaway that you'll get from coming to this. It lets you, instead of trying to do one size fits all, I know of hypnotists that I sort of call them just push play hypnotists. Put you in the chair, throw the headphones on, say close your eyes, and then they push play and walk away and go do that with another one. They work with smoking, stress, weight loss, that's it. And I play the same recording for everyone. I don't play the same recording for everyone.
Sure.
I adapt.
Yeah.
And as long as they're getting results for their clients, just push play, maybe fine.
Yeah.
I work with everyone on everything.
Yeah. Yeah. I hear you. Hey, tell me about like a learning breakthrough or a light bulb moment that you had as you moved through your career developing in this particular aspect, as you looked for, you keep using the word adaptive, as adaptability became important to you, and you clarified for yourself that you didn't want to work just on scripts. You got a particular, story or something that comes to mind?
I have many stories. I have lateral files full of folders over there, and I'm getting to paperless, but I'm not quite there yet. But let's see. Interesting stories. Well, if someone came in, I get people that come in with all kinds of things, and memory recovery. I've gone and I've had people that maybe do house calls for memory recovery. I've had people that had a client that she had panic attacks, was her term, if she was out of sight of her house. I was doing house calls. So she's moved a couple times since then, so we've pretty well fixed that. But I'm able to take, is there a script for panic attack when you get out, when you can't see your house anymore? Not really, but it's a fear thing. Okay, bring the fear outline with me and away we go.
Yeah. And
it adapts. Any hypnotist that works with clients gets what I assume that we all get the same reward I get, which is, their life just got better. I mean, yep, money's good too. I'll take that. But their life just got better. That's a big reward for me to be able to help someone turn their life around and just have things better for them.
Hey, if people want to learn more about you and what you do, what's the best way for them to do that?
Probably my website. There's not an awful lot about me, witness protection program. No. My website is northernlightshypnosis.com. And I'm in the process of revamping it. If a website sits still, it's dead anyway. So it's always in the process of being revamped, but I'm in the middle of a pretty major overhaul of it. But that's where you can find out about me. You can listen to me on convention recordings for the last, I don't know how many years. I've been presenting. I've done everything from 50-minute sessions, which this one is. This one's going to be on Sunday at 9 in the morning. It's session 31092. And I've done everything from 50-minute sessions to full day. I did a full day on creating videos for your hypnosis practice, and everything in between.
Cool.
So, you'll find me. I'm there. Cool. I'm tall and large and hard to miss at the convention. And I own this voice, which a lot of people think, you do FM radio work? That sort of thing. It is. And they say, wow, you've got the perfect voice for a hypnotist. Well, let me tell you about Don Martin. And he hypnotized tens of thousands of people just like that, and it's worked perfectly.
That is awesome. That is the best thing that has happened in one of these interviews yet. It's awesome. That's a Don Martin. That's cool. Hey, listen, you guys. Besides clearly being an entertaining fellow, it is, especially if you're new to hypnotism, if you're recently certified, this is one of those sessions that you want to catch. It is absolutely understandable how when you first get into the industry, into the profession, you want to have some support. You want to feel like you have a safety net. And so you want to have that script to help guide you. Not judging that. And nothing that Scott has said, I think, is judging that in terms of good or bad. But this idea of as you grow and as you evolve as a hypnotist and to learn to get as he uses the term adaptability, to get that adaptability, that flexibility. This is something that will suit you and serve you for a long, long time. So I would encourage you definitely to spend some time with Scott and learn about this process of moving away from scripts and moving to session outlines. It's a great idea. Scott, thanks so much. And again, remember, Sunday, 9 a.m., Scriptnosis with Scott Babb. Scott, thanks so much.
Thank you, Paul. It's great being here with you.
All right. I'll see you in August.
You will.
All right. Bye-bye.